We are going to take you on a journey into the land of ghosts and spirits, spending hours in haunted locations, searching for answers, and going further and deeper. Experiencing like we have never experienced before. No large camera crews. What you see is real, bringing you the facts as we find them. Welcome to our world, the world of the paranormal.
Welcome. Please do come in and join us on our paranormal quest. The hall was built in 1884 and has been used as a school and chapel. We are now going over to the investigation where Liam had sent Matthew out to search for what was causing a shadow. Matthew took the SLS camera system with him. As Matthew went through the doors, the SLS camera system picked up a little girl saying, "Yeah!" Many people in the group kept saying that they saw a shadow move on the other side of the doorway. This is what Matthew was trying to find out. When he went out with the SLS, as the SLS was pointing at the door, you will see a shadow move across from the other side. As you can see from the replay, there is something that appears in the window of the door. You can see this as we zoom in and freeze the frame. There was no one on the other side of the door. Everyone was in the main hallway. Later on, Ian was using the SLS camera system. Panning around the room, he managed to track a person sitting on the bench. Now, when Graham gets up, the figure is still there for a moment or two, and then it disappears and then returns. You can see the figure, and I have highlighted it for you. As we continue to film, and Ian getting quite excited that he has managed to pick something up, you will see the SLS camera track more and more, and the figure becomes more prominent. The figure suddenly disappears for some time, and Deza, who did not realize that Ian was filming, stands in front of the camera. But the strange thing is that when Deza moves away from the table, the SLS goes blurred. SLS is an autofocus system, and it is always in focus, apart from this time. But as Graham stands up, the SLS comes back into focus and starts to track again, but then the figure vanishes. Moving on from the evidence we have so far, we go over to Liam, our medium, who has already opened up the protection circle and has begun a human pendulum. In the background, you will hear the ghost box talking.
Come and join us in the circle. Rianne is our pendulum. What I would like you to do, Spirit, is come into the circle and move Rianne in the direction of what you would give for yes.
You can hear the ghost box clearly say, "Very good."
Very good.
Yes. Yes.
Very good.
Yes. Yes.
Very good.
Thank you. And can you tell me what is for no?
As you can see, we have now got a yes and a no. It was forward for yes and backward for no. We start going around the circle, and everyone, if they wish, can ask a question to the pendulum.
That's a strong yes. Okay. And we'll go round clockwise.
Liam was asking the circle who was next, and it was Ian. But in the process of this,
Ian.
you can hear the ghost box
That's Ian
saying,
behind it.
"Go," was the ghost box telling people to hurry up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought it was. What was that? Where are you? That's a girl, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm here. Where are you? I'm here. As if they're having a conversation with each other. Interesting.
The ghost box is picking up several voices. It sounds like they are having a conversation between themselves. As we continued to experiment with the human pendulum, several people said that they felt a draft near them, and the surrounding area felt
Cold here as
cold.
well.
It's cold there, but it's warm here.
As you can see from the circle, people were talking between themselves and discussing what was happening on the ghost box, and for no reason, our human pendulum looks like they were just suddenly pushed.
You're right. No, I thought apart. Whoa! John, I see it's John. You're right. No, I thought apart. Whoa! John, I see it's John.
Whilst the circle and pendulum were taking part, we also picked up several orbs. You can see one well highlighted and moving at some speed. As you can see, there are many orbs floating around. It is up to you to decide if they are spirits or simply just dust particles in the air. Many people believe that orbs are the beginning of a manifestation, and the spirit has not got enough energy to fully show themselves. On the other hand, many believe that orbs are just dust particles floating around on an airstream, and believe that when the airstream changes, the dust particle will then change direction, giving it the mystical belief that it is changing. Our special guest, Ian, was the center of the pendulum, which was his first time completing an experiment like this. He found it very strange and said he felt like he wanted to stay still, but he had no choice to move in reply to the answers. He also went on to say that when he was moving, he couldn't judge how far he had moved and thought that he may fall. But always remember, this is why we have people on either side, to stop this from happening. We thought that we would have a break from the human pendulum and had set up 3 Ouija boards. There were 2 groups of 4 and 1 group of 2. As we were building the energy up, Karen was in the chapel, taking a break from the energy around the room. She was then asked to come and sit on the steps of the chapel. Now, if you listen carefully, our SLS microphone picked up a whisper, which said, "No." Did the voice that we picked up say no? Because we were using the cross and the chapel to create energy for the boards.
As we're using the cross in a Ouija board, which is very borderline something that I wouldn't normally do, I'm going to do the Lord's Prayer. Because to me, with using the Christian cross when it comes to Ouija board, it's something that's very against the church. Hence why we're not doing it in the chapel. So
Karen was just explaining that she was not actually taking part in the Ouija board session, that she was holding the cross in the chapel to create energy, nothing more, nothing less.
give us this day our daily
Arguably speaking, using the cross and the Ouija boards together is very borderline, but this depends on your belief. Liam does mention this, and we join him in the Lord's Prayer.
For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Whilst we were using the Ouija boards, there were plenty of other things happening. One of the things happening was that the temperature was being monitored, as you hear Matthew saying that temperature was changing and getting warmer, and you can see this on our thermometer as well.
It's not 4 degrees.
Whilst Liam was picking up on a spirit called Foo Foo, the camera microphone picked up "Get Off."
She just said to me, they used to call me Foo Foo. Who used to call me Foo Foo?
We've got Fab. Probably Fabians. The best thing to spell there is F-I-B. That's not
Foo Foo.
Is that how you say it? Is that the whole spelling?
T-E-S. Foo Foo. Used to all, she just said, they used to all call me Foo Foo.
Whilst Liam was picking up a spirit called Foo Foo, the first board was also picking up on someone with the initials Fab. They asked probing questions and then got told her surname was Bates.
We've just asked, are you Foo Foo? And it's gone to yes. But then we asked, what's your name? And they said Fab.
Ask them what year it is.
She's a very glamorous. And she's
Ask them what year.
What year is it?
I just had a, did you hear that?
What year is
I
it?
just heard a laugh of the chuckle behind me.
Whilst recording, we picked up this Matt in a very harsh sounding voice. Whilst the groups were using the Ouija boards, we had several problems with our cameras, as you can see by the short footage. We managed to settle the cameras down, and we will return to normality. The boards remain quiet for some time, and then one of them springs into life. The strange thing here, the board was telling us the same information that Liam, our medium, was picking up.
Spirit that's outside the door. Any spirits in the room, will you come forward to the table and will you move the little triangle that's on the table in any direction, doesn't matter. Just come forward. There's 4 people on 2 tables, there's 2 people sat on 1 table, use their energy. Come forward, come out of the shadows.
Watch as the planchette starts to move.
Thank you, spirits. If you're moving it in one direction, can you move it now in the other direction to the opposite side of the board, please?
34.
So on one of the boards, you're saying number 4.
We're on 3 now. Or 34.
There's got some numbers and there's words on the board. If you know your words or your numbers, please feel free to head to one of the numbers or the letters that you recognise or a word that you recognise. It's hello, goodbye, yes, no.
We move over to one of the other groups, just to see if they are getting any more information than the other group.
Heading towards the no. No movement with the S, just here, because granting code is on the no, and the code
Just of camera, the infrared detectors were sounding. As you see when we check, the 2 boxes are facing downwards, and the 3rd box is not on.
They're all facing downwards. They're all facing downwards. That's interesting.
Now we are going back to the teams using the Ouija boards. The team were trying to work out when Fufu was alive, or what year was it. Eventually, they were told on the board it was 1812.
12.
But she said, and she's come, I can think it's just repeating. She went with him book, comes straight down, and she'll come, and she's standing up, and she's, they used to call me Fufu.
1912.
1912.
What you said, 1890s to
1880 to 1912.
Could be right then. Could be right. Could be right.
She's a lovely lady, really lovely lady. Here you go, she was a nurse.
Now we do have some conflicting information, as we thought that the year was 1812, but she was around in the First World Wars, which gives us dates of 1914 until 1918.
During the First World War, because I've got 1418. She was a nurse. Fufu, were you a nurse? Can you move to yes if you were a nurse?
Watch the planchette move when Liam asked if she was a nurse.
Yes. Oh, she's a darling. Love her. She's lovely.
She's slightly taller than me.
Karen, who was sat on the steps of the chapel, was also picking up on the same lady. She was describing what she looked like. Karen is very susceptible to the spirit world and often tunes in.
I would like her to if you tell me what her real name was, not this.
We asked her name, because of FAB, so is that initial?
It could be.
You said the last name Bates.
Bates.
Oh,
her last name's
Is
Bates.
your last name Bates?
So it could be F-A. Oh yes, F-A-B.
Yeah.
F-A Bates.
But the next
Again, watch the planchette move to confirm her last name,
Yes.
which we have as Bates.
Yes, her last name's Bates.
First name's Florence.
Florence.
Yeah.
Florence Bates. Is your first name Florence? Is your middle name Agnes?
What did you say then?
Agnes.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Is your middle name
Again, watch the planchette move to confirm her middle name of Agnes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Leon, it's Florence Agnes Bates. She says yes to all three.
Florence Agnes Bates. Oh, she's a sweetheart. She's lovely.
Do you like Liam?
Yeah. Do you like
The
Leo?
kids called her Flu.
Oh no, it's
The kids called me Fufu.
Liam, she doesn't like you.
We said, do you like Leo? She said no.
Well, she's
Kind of. Sort of.
She's studied. She seems quite.
But she says she doesn't like you.
I'm surprised because she's here and she's quite taking it in. I am surprised by that. Were you a nurse, Fufu?
Yes.
So she was
Definitely a
confirmed
nurse.
a nurse.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think. When did you die?
What year did you die?
Our system called Alice had also picked up on the word pinafore.
Pinafore.
Pinafore. Because that's what they used to wear, wasn't it?
Pinafore is in pinafore dress.
Is there a portrait?
I think some of your family was there.
This is where we end our Ouija board session. We are now going to join Liam and Graham to find out if there was anyone following Graham. Graham had said throughout the evening that he thought that there was someone with him. He complained about being cold or feeling cold air around
Are
him.
you following Graham? If you're following Graham, mate, that goes to red. Seems to be turned off now. Is it because I'm confronting you? Yeah?
You try and put that out with Graham.
Yeah, you like me confronting you.
As you can see, the lights are flickering on the EMF reader, indicating that they knew Liam was asking questions. When Liam asked confronting questions, all went quiet. At this stage, no one knew about the SLS tracking what looked like a small child. This is the footage that we showed you at the beginning of the program. But since we have had a lot happening this evening, here is the footage for you to watch again. Panning around the room, he managed to track a person sitting on the bench. Now, when Graham gets up, the figure is still there for a moment or two, and then it disappears and then returns. As we continue to film, and Ian getting quite excited that he has managed to pick something up, you will see the SLS camera track more and more, and the figure becomes more prominent. The figure suddenly disappears for some time, and Deza, who did not realize that Ian was filming, stands in front of the camera. But the strange thing is that when Deza moves away from the table, the SLS goes blurred. SLS is an autofocus system, and it is always in focus, apart from this time. But as Graham stands up, the SLS comes back into focus and starts to track again, but then the figure vanishes. We are now going to join the paranormal team and the rest of the crew as they listen carefully to the EVP. As we move through the footage, listen carefully to see what the EVP says.
Spirit, if there's anybody here that wishes to speak to us, make some noise, come and talk to us, let us know that you're here. We're going to be asking a question, each of us in the circle. Come into the circle, you'll see an orange light. I'd like you to talk to that orange light. Let us know that you're here. Okay, so we'll go clockwise. So over to you.
Can you see any of us here?
Oh, mate, sorry. I can't think of anything at the moment.
Not just say pass and then we'll go to the next person. Sorry.
Are you happy to be here? Who are you standing near?
Are you the stranger in the hallway?
Pass.
Pass.
How many of you are here with us? Oh my God.
Sometimes you are in a different zone when something happens,
That is.
and you are taken back a little, just like what happened here.
Just for the record, that's the bell chiming.
11 o'clock, this could take a while.
The cuckoo comes out in a minute and starts playing a tune.
The weird thing is, I've got the time in front of me and it's still got me.
Yeah. Okay, so shall we go round? Okay, Spirit. We will go around and introduce ourselves after Matthew, corrected us.
I just like
Rudely interrupted us.
No, rudely interrupted us during our EVP.
So let's just start having an EVP.
Yeah, need a P. So, okay, Spirit, my name is Liam. You know of me. Of course, I'm a psychic. Of course, I'm a psychic. Of course, I'm a psychic medium. And we wish to communicate with you. We'll go round and each of our team will introduce themselves to you. Can you introduce yourself to us?
The team now introduce themselves to the EVP session, and particularly to the spirits.
I'm Ian.
That's somebody's tummy.
Oh, yeah.
It's mine. Oh, it was.
Hello, my name is Deza.
Hi, I'm Tasha.
And the team continues to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name's Graham. Hi, my name's Graham. Hi, my name's Graham. So now we've introduced ourselves to you. Can you introduce yourselves to us?
Sorry, that was me.
Just to let us know that you are here.
Go on, copy me.
If you are here, can you shout your name really loud? We might not be able to hear you, but the little device in the middle of the circle might be able to pick you up.
Do you know that you're dead?
Pass. 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 Pass.
Have we spoken to you earlier?
Is John still with us?
This is where we leave the EVP session, and as you heard, there are many different responses. We have had very positive replies to our questions. So as we close down our spiritual circle, we have come to the conclusion that the building is incredibly haunted. From the nurse to the child that was causing issues for Graham, why, we do not know the answer to this question. Please do sleep well tonight, and remember, it's only a ghost story, isn't it?